Hello, Moogles. I think that's the Cartographers Guild and a shop, if I'm not mistaken. Like how excited he gets. Ooh, customers! Or it's just a shop. Hello. I know why you've come. Sure. Would you like to buy a map? Oh, it is. Okay, there you go. You get a map of the village. All of the village maps are extremely cheap, mainly because you can just explore them yourself relatively easy. I tend to buy them anyway, just because they're super cheap, but he sells you a map. He is a general store. I think he might have weapons, and I skipped that way too quickly. This is the dude who's on the Leviathan, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what he said. Apparently he followed us, you fool. And he does have a point. You will not find very many shops. I don't want that. Don't want that, I don't want that. Actually, let's grab a few of those. Let's grab 2 of those, actually. Because those are good. Immune to blind, that would be pretty handy. Raises strength. This is good if your character doesn't end up taking damage. Like he's not the priority target, he's not the tank or whatever of the group. Because then they'll usually have full HP, which will then increase their strength. This is pretty good. I'm not going to use that, though. Because I have 2 people with shields, and there's an item for extra block with shields, so that's not going to be terribly handy. Immune to immobilize, that's not very useful. Magic gloves, those are decent, but only Vaughn can use them right now. And he's not exactly my magic user. We're going to need a few more gold needles. By a few more, I mean a few more. There we go. And we should be good. I like to keep at least 10 of every item, so just to make sure I've got everything. Bleed is a decent ability. It's kind of like Sap, except it's more damage per second. Let's see. Banish all foes, not terribly useful. Balance is good. You can set up a gambit where if your health is like below 20%, cast balance. And that'll start dealing huge amounts of damage because it's difference between current and max, as it says there. Confused, not needed. Regen is pretty good, so is Asuna. Can grab Asuna, we'll probably come back and get regen. Curaga. Not right now. I have no reason to use Curaga right now. It will more than likely fully heal a party member, but it only hits 1 and it has a somewhat high MP cost for just 1 party member. Cura has a higher MP cost, but it hits all the party that's in an area, so it's actually a better bang for the buck, but you must have Asuna. It'll save you a bunch of items. I'm actually probably going to set up Gambit for that. I'm going to use Regen, because you can use that pretty effectively, and that'll be it for now, so off we go. Actually, let me sell stuff. Tetrin, let me take your money. Okay. Make sure there's anything new that they might have in the bazaar. You always gotta check that. Apparently braid wool is pretty expensive as well. Not sure where I got that from, but whatever. Lots of large feathers. Those are from Chocobos, I believe will drop that. Storm Magicite. Not sure. Iron Carapace. Okay, sure. Those are expensive. Good God. Most of the Magicite pieces are, I think all of them are 80 actually, but you can see Chocobo feathers are pretty good, so you can grind on those. So are these pelts, and these pelts are actually easier to grind on because you could quickly spawn the enemies back. Demon eyeballs came from those little bat flying things that we were murdering, so now we have a bunch of money and some bizarre stuff. Golden garb. It's expensive. Eye drop, that's a decent, why not? May as well. Let's see. Yeah, there was like a group of 4. We may as well get all of this. Ooh, 5 Phoenix Downs and 5 alarm clocks. That's good. Seemingly wrought of pure gold. I'm sure someone can use that. Gold and everything. That's probably better than what Ash has, actually. Apparently it's chilly inside the village. Whatever. Want to hear something scary? I have it on good authority. There are monsters which mimic crystals and pounce when you touch them. Yep. There are creatures that look exactly like save crystals. I even think on the minimap they are actually shown as save crystals. Can she not wear the gold stuff? I don't know. Let me check licenses and see where that is. Not that she'll be able to learn it anyway, but I just want to see if we're even close to it. It should be heavy armor. There it is. Oh, she can learn it. May as well do that. She'll need shields 4 as well, probably. No, she needs shields 3. We can grab that soon. There you go. We've got better armor for Ash. Vaughn is doing light armor for whatever reason. I've decided to put that on her, or on him. The thing you want to remember with heavy armor is it actually increases your strength, which is kind of odd for a Final Fantasy game where armor increases strength, but whatever. Obviously it's going to have the highest defense and magic resist as well. Actually, I think it has the lowest magic resist and the highest defense, but it does increase strength, so she will be dealing more damage. I think that's all we have. Now I can put a bowgun on him. Not sure why I would want to do that, but there you go. You can put a bowgun on Vaughn from the get-go, apparently. Or no, I must have did the license board for that when I was trying to find this stupid katana, wherever that thing's hidden at. I can't believe it's that far into the license board, and that's the first katana we actually found. I must have missed it or something. That should be under ninja swords, I think. You didn't need to pull your bow out, jeez. We're just coming to visit. But anyway, welcome to the massive Urit village. This is where the Vierra live, which, by the way, is what Fran is. Fran. The actual walkable area is not terribly large, but it looks gorgeous. Very large, everything's built around trees. You'll note they actually do not build anything into trees, or mess with the trees in any way, shape, or form. Everything is built around them. So there's lots of curvy bits and whatnot. They are very forest-oriented. Hello? What are you doing? I've come to talk to you, wood dweller. You are unwelcome in the wood. She will not suffer humans to walk her verdant paths. Leave now whilst you may. That's kind of intimidating, isn't it? I believe we have to go up there. So let's cut that way. I'm pretty sure there's no chests in this town. I don't think there's chests in any town, actually. I'm more than likely mistaken, but... I like the Vierra. They're very relaxed forest people. They're kind of like the elves of this game, if you want to throw everyone in that category, but that's where they are. I believe we have to go to this top right area, so this way we go. And I am once again not talking to many of the villagers, and apparently I am indeed wrong. There's treasure chests in a town somewhere. Oh well. There's probably some sweet loot in one of those treasure chests, but most of the NPCs don't have anything terribly interesting to say. Some of them, like Alja here, will usually give you some hints if you're doing some sort of story sequence. Apparently Rabanastre... Oh yeah, Rabanastre does have chests. I forgot about that. Does it have chests in the actual town or Low Town? Because I wasn't counting Low Town. She's usually just beyond the bridge, but I tell you now, you search in vain. I should not think she would even know who you are. I believe she's over here. Yep, she is. Just beyond the bridge. I just got on the bridge, and it's going to go ahead and cut us through. But the reason I think Penello's outfit is weird, it's her little legging thing that she's got. It's like those are her boots, but like they get larger as they go down until they encompass basically her entire foot.
Her, doesn't she? We're here to see her.
This is intimidating, isn't it? They all look quite angry. You'll note they all have white hair and ears. Hello? She sounds very intimidating. They also wear scantily clad clothing.
It is not allowed for humans to walk on these grounds.
We'll go as soon as we've seen Mjörn.
If you can find her.
We're not leaving until you let us see her.
Look at Vaughn leading the charge here.
Fine then. We'll look for her ourselves.
Ah.
Oop. What's going on? Did Fran walk out? Froon? Yep, she did.
I've heard the voice of the wood. She says Mjörn is not in the village. Jote, where has she gone?
Why do you ask? The wood tells us where she has gone. Or can you not hear her?
They can hear the wood, apparently.
And
she cannot. She's been gone too long, I'm pretty sure.
Your ears are dull from hearing their harsh speech, I think. Vierra who have abandoned the wood are Vierra no longer.
There you go.
Mjörn too has left her embrace.
And you forsake them in turn?
It is the will of the village.
They also have really cool
Vierra
looking
must
red
live
eyes,
always with
which
the
is
wood.
nice. I don't think they
So is
all
the
have red
green
eyes,
word,
but
and so is our law.
pretty sure most of them do.
We'll let you worry about keeping your laws. Just do us a favor and stay out of our way. We'll find her ourselves.
Vaughn's not very good at the friendly thing. What did you do, Vaughn? Did you piss her off? This is why you don't talk crap to people who can do that. Okay. Okay there? I don't know what she's doing. I actually do know what she's doing, but I'm trying to make it sound like I don't know what she's doing.
Our sister has left the wood and gone west.
Left the wood
wanders
and gone
worms
west.
among men who hide themselves in clothes of cold iron. Thus to me has the wood spoken.
And she walks away.
The Vierra may begin as part of the wood, but the wood is not the only end we may choose.
The same words I heard 50 years ago.
50 years. Vierra live a pretty long time, I believe. I think this is this game's long living race. Very scantily clad, long living race. A lot of them also have little tails built into their clothing. I'm not entirely sure why the designer did that. They all have a little variety in their tails. But whatever. They don't have actual tails, they just have bunny ears, and then they have clothing for it. But, you know, whatever. Do they all have red eyes? No, she has blue eyes. There you go. I was just checking. I'm pretty sure most of them will have red eyes, though. As I say that, both of them have blue eyes. Whatever. Whatever. How you doing, Sky Lobos? I just noticed you there. I've not seen you before. Welcome to my nonsense. During Mondays. Anyway. I believe we need to actually continue through the jungle. I don't believe we actually need to come back the way we came. Hello, Alduin. I usually... Let's see. Usually wrong. I'm astonished by my ability to talk without end as well. I don't say anything useful during like 90% of this playthrough. But I talk continuously. I don't even... Half the time I don't even know what I'm talking about, so... I tend to just blabber things, and then someone corrects me, and then I mention it, and then I blabber some more things until the next person corrects me. It's kind of a continuous chain. Like I actually, in Toy Soldiers, I said it was a Nazi Germany flag when it's actually an Imperial
Not bad,
Germany
Vaughn.
flag.
Didn't think we'd get any information out of that one.
Good job, Vaughn.
So then, what was she saying about men in a warren?
The Henna-Magicite mines. Maybe that's what she meant.
To the
They lie in
mines!
Bangkor, south of the Osmoan Plain.
The entire region is a colony of the Arcadian Empire.
South of the
There
Osmoan
would be
Plain?
soldiers.
Is that a problem?
Uh,
Let's move.
Fran,
I'm actually confused
Yes?
as to where we go in this
I
part.
was wondering what Yote said, you know? About how you said the same thing 50 years ago?
Your point?
She's just like, what?
How old were you again?
Vaughn, you fool. I like this scene. Balthier's face.
Nice fun.
Surprisingly rude.
Try to grow up, please.
I'm not sure why people get offended like that when you ask what their age is, but whatever. I don't believe she ever actually said her age at any point in the game, so... Does she say anything now? Hello. When you're ready, we should turn to Osmoan Plain. Oh, shoot, we do have to go back. In the west, the Henny Mines are then only a short distance south. Can't remember where that is. She is indeed old. Vierra are extremely long-living. So, Fran left 50 years ago. She is officially, according to their birth registry, old. Old years old. But you can fight these. They don't give really any meaningful experience. There's always 2 here, I believe. Once you go into the village and come back out, there will forever be 2 here. Once you attack one of them, the other one will become aggressive. But there's really no need to. They cast Protect, so they're more hassle than they're worth. But we'll see them a bit later. Actually, in the boss fight for this area, we'll see them. Where am I going? The wrong way. So that's marking where we can't go. So where's this Murn? Not sure how a J turns into a Y, but maybe that's like a... Doesn't that do that in Spanish? Where the J's are kind of a Y sound? Y sound? I think it does. Or the Y's are a J sound. Is that it? I think the Y's are a J sound. I don't know, but I'm already silenced. I think these guys have silence on hit is what's going on. And someone just leveled up while I wasn't paying attention. Y's become J. Okay. Anyway. It just cast slow or something there. Not sure what that was, but I don't actually need Vaughn to be able to cast magic for the most part. I only really need that during boss fights, so I'm just gonna leave him silenced for now. I could show off, I think, does everyone have Asuna? They should. Kira, Rays, Fox, she doesn't. Does Fran? Fran does. What about you, Vaughn? You're silenced, so I can't actually check anymore. I may as well show off Asuna here, just because I can. It's actually fairly expensive to cast. It's half of what Kira is, so you can't really be casting it willy-nilly. But there you go. Saves you some items. It will not heal everything. Obviously, it's kind of like the Asuna in every other game. It heals poison, silence, blind, stuff like that, your basic status effects. If it anything more than that, you'll probably need to use a remedy. Which, by the end of the game, if you give the remedy lore things to somebody, it will actually cure basically everything in the game, which is pretty nice. They're quite useful by the end of it. Here we go. Derp, 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 derp. We got quite a journey to get back out of this place. We're gonna kill 8 million more cats, probably. Yep. Because they respawn, because they're obnoxious like that. I don't think all of them respawned. I think it's just due to the time that we were in there. Respawn cycles are based on time, or if you go 2 screens away. So, keep that in mind. You can just go 1 screen away and then just go do something else and leave the game running and stuff will respawn. Or if you're actively grinding, you can find an area with a small one next to it, just use that to go 2 screens away or something. I usually end up doing it by time unless I can find a really good area to grind at, but out we go. We need to go to the Henny Mines. That might actually be the place that requires a chocobo to get to. Not sure. I thought that was... Maybe it's like the first mine you go to where it's a chocobo. I guess that would be what it is, considering there's a chocobo there. This is who we heal. I do have a potion. Here. I have a potion. Imperial Scum. So, I was right. I guess it's like the first mine where it's actually split in difficulty. We fled, yep, there you go. We fled here from the Henny Mines. We were attacked, you see. That's all we could do to make it this far. So the mines were actually attacked. Were they attacked by Myrn? Nobody knows. And there we go. We would like your chocobo, good sir. You can actually talk to his friend now. There you go. He has us to thank for his life, which he does, and we would like to borrow a chocobo, thank you. And there you go, they explain it to you. Chocobo footprints, it's right outside of this area, quite literally. So off we go, to the Henny Mines, or Henny Mines, or however you want to pronounce it. Don't forget you have a time limit. Do not forget. So off we go. I actually really like this chocobo theme, as opposed to, say, Final Fantasy XIII's chocobo theme. Let me actually sit here for a moment. There you go. You can hear kind of in the background tunes of it, like the old chocobo themes. You can actually hear it. I also like how his feathers move. A little nice touch like that. It's still got yield and theme, but anyway, we can just walk through this way now. Don't need anything fancy. And we will continue towards Henny Mines, which we should be right next to when we come out of this. Thankfully, we don't have to do some crazy long trek through some freaking weeds unnecessarily. It should be right over here. Is there any chests over here to grab? Not that I see. Anyway, there's a bunch of dead people here. It's always a good sign, isn't it? I really like the chocobos in this game. Not only do they look like a chocobo should, they've actually got a little bit of armor plating on some of them. This is actually... I don't think they all have armor plating, do they? This is an Imperial chocobo, so... He's a warbird. Looks very warbirdy. Anyway, into the mine we go. We will lose our chocobo here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there we go. Look at the dead people. Look at the dramatic camera pan.
Researchers from the Draclaw laboratory. What were they doing here?
If you recall, Sid
Research.
is in charge of the Draclaw laboratory. And he's doing something that I believe one of the judges doesn't like. I think they said something about that a long time ago. Can't quite recall. So he's doing something for Vane that some of the judges aren't particularly fond of. And there appears to be a bunch of dead researchers from his laboratory. Oh, we kept the chocobo. Thought we lost it right there. Regardless, we do have to dismount to get into the stupid mines, so we're gonna lose it either way. In we go! This is like the other mine. There's a bunch of bats and crap like that in here. I believe there's also jellies in this mine. Which, by the way, if this is the mine I'm thinking about, that's a great way to grind. There's switches on crossroads in this place. You might not be able to get to it till later, but when you hit the switch, it will spawn a bunch of jellies, or for the second location, it'll spawn a bunch of bats that you can put to sleep with gambits and then use certain spells to kill them. But nope, this is level 22 stuff, so we're good. Time to murder their faces. Onward to murdering! Turn my volume down. I'm not sure what Vaughn just did there. Dead people are always good. Now let's see. Let's see. No treasure chest back here. I was being confused for a moment there. Those encounters are indeed pretty darn hard to survive if you're not set up properly. If you have sleep, or I think you can learn sleep guff. I'm not sure if that's an enemy-only skill, but you might be able to learn sleep guff. You can set up gambits where you put them all to sleep and then use magic to kill them, which is probably the most effective way. That is our quick way back to the beginning, I'm pretty sure. These switch which doors are open. And because I don't remember which doors need to be open, I'm going to hit that. Looks like I needed to hit it because that's actually... yeah, this is the place I'm thinking. The first time you go in here, it's not a good idea to grind this area because you're going to be risking death fairly often in those junctions, and we're about to come up to it. This is the first one, hello bat, which will spawn jellies. So... I actually like these instead of random encounters. They're a chest over here, or what? Oh, there's a gate operation. For immediate distribution and posting, the color of the switchboard phosphor corresponds with gates currently closed. Accordingly, use of the switchboard opens gates of the color presently illuminated. Note your desired route and open such gates as it requires. It follows that one cannot open red and blue gates simultaneously. As gates throughout the mine are linked, do verify your route in advance. No accidents, no injuries, no worries. There you go. Little notice there. Onward to our first death encounter. I have died many a time in this location. You have to be very careful. Talk to this guy. I believe he'll tell you, or not. They're not safe. How could we have known? You don't need to switch that, I'm pretty sure. Noxious vapors and fumes are an ever-present threat. Okay. Our workers are our greatest resource. There you go. I believe that actually loops around, so this is it. As you can see, it curves there, and I believe it might lead back to here. Does it? I don't know. I could get my guide out and actually look at the map, but you know, since this is open, let's just go this way and see what's over here. Bats! Bats are over here. Lots of bats. Oh, I remember this tunnel. This is Bat Tunnel. And when I say Bat Tunnel, I mean quite literally like 30 bajillion bats in this tunnel. Also possible way to die. Bats. Lots of bats. And we attained a blood sword, which I believe is actually better than what she has. Can she even use a blood sword? No, but it's better. On hit sap. That's actually pretty darn good. That is HP drain, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. She can't learn it. Never mind. Do. Giant thing of things that I can read in chat while I kill things. Hold on. Getting the crap beat out of Vaughn there, Jesus. Final Fantasy XIV had like the worst launch ever, in my opinion. It's not actually, at this point, a terribly bad game. It's an MMO. It's a bit better than 11, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. Killing bats by the dozen. 11's main problem was the beginning of the game was pretty lackluster, and then the last, well, most of the game required you to be in a party, which not everyone could always do, otherwise you couldn't really get anything done. Anyway, let me get back to reading this thing here. Yeah, you can just turn the gambits off. It's not like you need to use them. I'm using them just to save myself the hassle of pushing X in these encounters every time I run up to something. I'll turn it off for Vaughn in boss fights, as I keep mentioning repeatedly over and over again. Anyway. A game like Final Fantasy, like say this, if it had some sort of multiplayer, and it kept this party system, and it was kind of like a co-op, like kind of like Borderlands, I guess. If it was like a Final Fantasy version of Borderlands, that would actually be kind of cool. I'd be interested in that, if they did it correctly anyway. Like everyone controlled a party member that was like a main character in the story or something like that. That'd be kind of cool in my opinion. I don't know how well it would work, but whatever. We're taking some huge damage from these freaking bats, man. I hate bats. Where am I going? I just kind of ran in a random direction, and I'm just rolling with it at this point. That leech is a lot of damage, holy crap. Anyway, there should be a chest back here. There is! Hopefully it's not a mimic. It's not, and it had a knot of rust. Great. Chests have a common loot and a kind of, well, I guess you could say rare loot. If it has a knot of rust in it, that means you got the crappy loot. And there was actually something else in that chest that you could have got. Knot of rust is kind of like the, you suck, here's your piece of uselessness. Where am I? I like it when companies try new things with new games. I don't like it when they take an already established game and then change it. Like Supreme Commander 1 to Supreme Commander 2. What is that? It's a nightmare. Oh, that's a... I know what those are. Those are like demon undead horse things that can teleport. Kind of like the Rays. Or what they did with Mario Kart. I'm fine with them taking a new idea, but I'd be way better if they took that new idea and then implemented it into a new game or something. I don't want them changing this stuff that I've already been doing here. I like how it got the dark off as it died, which is kind of lame. Anyway, there's a chest right there. I hate the chests in this area, man. They blend in. Vanishka is... what is that? I can't remember. I believe that adds a large amount of dodge chance to you. I think. Could be mistaken. Anyway. A game like this with a small cooperative, like 3-player co-op, and then they could still have the guest system where it's AI controlled or whatever. That would be pretty cool in my opinion. Let's see if we can cut through here. There we go. Good news. By the way, when you're doing that, it's actually a good idea to turn flee mode on, or fleeing on, or whatever. Because the AI... Let me actually see if I can show it here. You see how they're, say, that far away? When you're fleeing, they'll actually get closer to you. So let me run a little bit more. I think they get closer to you. Maybe they don't. I thought they did. Anyway. There's another treasure chest. I keep missing these things. Let's see. What did they do in Mario Kart? They changed it. I just don't like how they changed it. I don't like the double dash is not particularly good one in my opinion. There's also a few changes in... Didn't they make one after double dash? I think they did. There's a few changes in that one that I didn't like with some of the item usage. Where in the hell am I? Let's see. Final Fantasy 16? What happened to Final Fantasy 15? Did they already announce that? How many Final Fantasies are there going to be? Jesus Christ. This is actually off the map, and I got a Knot of Rust for it and fought a bat. Thought there was going to be something better in that chest, but whatever. Final Fantasy 16. It's going to be a fantastic game. I'm kind of surprised, like if you look at the forums, no one has actually thought of that, but I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been some sort of like cooperative Final Fantasy based thing. They did MMO, which actually made less sense than a cooperative game would, in my opinion anyway, because Final Fantasy is about the story, and you can't really get a story to actually make sense in an MMO, because there's like most of the stories are like you're the hero saving the world from some evil or something crap like that, but then there's 80 million other people doing the same thing, so it never really works very well. Anyway, there's a chest with a Haystog emote. That's actually really good. Is there anything back here? There's a chest, probably a bat. Oh, 10 gil, great. I'm getting some terrible luck on my chest. I've never actually played Crystal Chronicle, but... Don't be hating on them Game Boys, man. Don't be hating on them Game Boys. I'm not sure why Vaughn decided to attack this one, but whatever. I hope they both don't cast Dark. It'd be bad. By the way, and I think the Wraiths can do this as well, they can cast spells, and we got a Grimoire, nice. They can cast spells while they're teleporting, so they can start casting Dark and teleport and then hit you after they teleport. So where's my inventory? We got a Grimoire, which should be... Thought it was under key items, but I guess it's not. Is it under loot? It is, there it is. A musty tome containing the words of a long-forgotten incantation of a language long dead. Diagrams suggest magic capable of destroying Evilis. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Do we need to go this way, I think? I'm horribly lost in this place. I'm just kind of wandering around. Oh, Wii. I've never played the Wii, I don't think. I have played PS3 games, Xbox 360 games, and everything prior to that, including GameCube and all the consoles, or the handhelds, but I've not played DS games or... I guess we're killing this one, since he wanted to hit it 4 times, or just killing that one. It's the problem with nearest enemy gambits. Excuse me. Let's see. I guess we're cutting this way. I was looking for treasure chests, but apparently this is the only way to go. And it looks like this is the way to go, because there's a actual hallway over there, which means we're going in the proper direction. I never actually liked the... Excuse me, the 3DS, or the idea of the 3DS. I just thought 3D was kind of a stupid thing to have for a game. Certain unique situations, that kind of 3D would actually benefit the game, but for the most part, it's not really something you need. Like, for instance, if this were made on the 3DS and it had some sort of 3D design, I mean, there'd be no real point to it. Kingdom Hearts, for instance. Not exactly a game that would require, or even necessitate, or whatever, I was trying to come up with some other word than require. 3D, that's kind of stupid, put it on there.